Hello and welcome to the summer series of interviews with Soulful Women. I'm Krysti Turznik, international speaker, author, hypnotist, and spiritual mindset life coach, helping high-achieving women who are burning the candle at both ends to stop feeling mentally drained, physically exhausted, and spiritually depleted, to create the life that they don't need to escape from, where every day can feel like a day at the beach. Now, this is the place to be if you want to discover how to be, feel, and live your life with full meaning and value. Now, this summer series will help you to take your life to the next level as leading experts and influencers share their secrets for living an inspired and a soulful life. And with me today is Nicole Majik. Now, Nicole is an empowered alchemist. She works with team leaders and holistic specialists who feel stuck in one or more areas of their life. Those who feel discouraged, yet know that there is more in this world for them than their current situation has to offer. Through her empowerment programs, she specializes in helping clients overcome the fears and negative patterns that hold them back, and how to create complete harmony by bringing into alignment the 5 foundational life pillars with your true divine essence and calling, so that you can live the life that you deserve without compromising who you are or what you love. I love that so much. Welcome, Nicole.
Hey, Krysti, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here with you today.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fantastic conversation. And our topic today is creating balance in your life through chakra awareness. So, and this is such a fascinating topic because it's an aspect of us that it's real and it's present, and yet so many of us don't know anything about it. So can you just kind of lay a foundation for us? Like, first of all, what are chakras?
Chakras are the energy centers within the body. There are so many of them, but we typically want to focus on the main 7 that run all the way up your spine to the top of your head. So starting at the base in your pelvic area, all the way to the top of your head. And with these energy centers, there are different elements or aspects of you and your divine essence, who you are and what you become, and the experiences that you create for yourself through these chakras. So there are different things that people go through. Everybody goes through some kinds of traumas or, just different things that they at different levels. So there's no discounting what you've gone through compared to something else that somebody else is going through. So it's all in your truth and what is your path. So really learning how to harness the energies that are within your body, and then fashioning them, aligning them to your divine essence, really then can propagate the manifestation of a life that you want versus what you think you just got.
Yeah, so very powerful. And so, like, you talked a little bit then about like aligning with them, and like what happens when we do align, and like how do we do that?
That's such a great question. It's a loaded question.
Right?
So there's a process in aligning the chakras, because if you think about you right now, all of the listeners out there, think about where you are right now, and then think about where you want to be. In order to get where you want to be, we don't want it to be a pipe dream. We want it to be a reality. So we have to find a way to then process through that, align yourself with that reality that you want to become, and then create it in the now, which then becomes itself through that alignment. So it might sound a little convoluted or confusing at first, but when you understand it, when it's really accessing what are your true desires. I help people to understand what are your true desires and why do you desire those things, because we have to understand if it's in alignment with who we are deep down in our core. And once you can do that, it just, everything unfolds to become that reality.
Yeah, I love that. And so, like, what are some of the physical signs that will tell us if we are aligned or if we're blocked in those chakras?
That's another great question. So when we're aligned, we feel ourselves. We feel good about our own intuition, our divine guidance. We have a lot of self-trust, joy, happiness. The physical manifestations of when we are not aligned are things like anxiety, depression, sleeplessness, restlessness, feeling overwhelmed. Instead of being able to look at situations where there's a gift in the moment, we look at it as, oh my God, woe is me. Why is this happening to me? What is my problem? What is wrong with me? So if you have a lot of negative self-talk, that's an indication that you're not fully in alignment with who you really are.
And so is it possible then, I'll let you speak on this a little bit more deeply, of like having certain chakras that are, fully open and, just completely aligned. And then there are other areas that we're just like stuck, that aren't working great.
This, I would say when you look at it, I like to look at it as like lug nuts on a wheel. So we need to kind of tweak them a little bit all the way around, because one piece will affect another, right? If even taking the whole car, if you neglect something, something else is going to break, or something else is going to cause stress in another area. This is the same thing with the chakras and the energy that runs through us. And if we can, so we do have some that might be in alignment, and it can oscillate. 1 minute it's in alignment. If you're in another situation that triggers something and puts it out of whack, you might be out of alignment in a certain instance. It could then go back to being aligned when you're in your own element. So it's very dynamic, and it has influence on the other pieces. So there are also these intricate little relationships between certain chakras. So they're all intertwined, but there are some unique instances that some affect others and in different trigger factors. So learning about that and understanding your triggers and how your chakras work with each other is a very deep dive into who you are and understanding yourself. And once you understand yourself, you understand everyone around you.
I love that. I love that. And so I know that you have some unique ways that you teach people about the chakras. Do you want to explain a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so when I first got into teaching about metaphysical and holistic realm, I've been a chemist for over 16 years, actively working as a chemist. So I've been a chemist for more than half of my life. And when I started to get into showing people about chakras, it was very woo-y back then. So it was very that, new age, groovy, kind of like that. And I was very quantum physics because I'm the science based. I want the data. I want to see results. When I work with somebody, I want results. I want to see something transform before my eyes. So that's why people call me the alchemist. And because I'm a chemist, and because of that whole like wanting to see transformation in data. So when we actually like look at the chakras, a lot of people will teach crown to root or root to crown, and that it's a very rigid thing, and it's not. This is like water in the ocean. You can have waves crashing against each other, or you can have tumultuous, you can have calm. There's so much stuff that can happen, and it doesn't just start from one space. However, when you harness the energy and align it, you can then trigger it from root to crown and activate that Kundalini energy. So a lot of times people think about like you have to go from root to crown, but I believe something very different, and how I've worked with people has been very different. And I always actually start with the third eye. And I bounce around a little bit because of very specific relationships within the chakra system.
Now, and that's beautiful. And so, as I understand it, like the chakras have different, there are different power centers. So, can you just quickly share like what the different ones are, and then maybe like one thing that we can do in order to help ourselves when we're feeling out of that alignment to shift ourselves back?
All right. Well, we could talk for days on this. So I'll try to be
Yeah.
I'll try to be quick about it. So if we start, let's just start from root to crown, just for the mere fact of, if you look at it from root to crown and how the Kundalini activates, if you are in divine alignment with everything, it's going to go a little bit something like this. In your root, it's your stability, it's your foundation, it's the family tribe, the tribal unit. So if you feel stable, secure in yourself and your support system, that's the tribe. The protection, I feel protected. Then if you move up to the sacral chakra, that's your creativity. So if I feel supported and protected and safe, I can then express myself in my own creative element and be who I am and develop relationships with other people outside of the tribe. And then if I can do that with safety and security and with non-judgment from the other person and fully being who I am now going up to the solar plexus in my full power. This is your power center. It is your space in which you create your boundaries and you create your space in activating everything about who you are and what you want in your life. So your confidence, your decision making, all of these spaces. And when you have these three chakras that are in alignment in that sense, moving up to the heart, you have love for yourself. You are gentle, you're compassionate, you have patience, kindness, not just for yourself, but for other people, because you know who you are. So you can understand why other people do what they do, even if they're not in alignment. And so then moving up to the throat, now we can speak our truth. We have confidence and full understanding of ourselves and others around us, that we can speak our truth no matter who is around us. And that also, going up to the third eye, this is about our ability for foresight, our intuition, our analytical thinking, as well as our action taking. So a lot of people don't understand that the third eye has a backside to it, which is the zeal point, which activates. It's your action taking. So if you feel like you are, you have all these great ideas, but then you never follow through, there's a blockage there. So when we are in that space and we have these great ideas and then we can act on them and follow them through, now we're activating this crown chakra. We're fulfilling our destiny. We're fulfilling our truth in joy and happiness. And we are now connected to the universe. We are able to embrace everything, knowing that we are a part of this system of one. So that's how you should feel when everything is aligned. So if you don't feel all of that, you should talk to me.
And so what is one thing then that we can do to shift into more of that alignment? Like, is there a simple technique that you can share with our community here?
Yeah, so what I would say is really starting to take notice. If you can journal, even if you're not used to journaling, start taking notice of when you feel certain things that you want to change. So don't look at yourself and criticize yourself. Be kind to yourself. You are human and you are allowed to feel however you do feel in this moment. And if you want to shift how you feel about something or about yourself, we want to take a look at that. So write that thing down. Don't write a million things down. If there are a million things, pick 1, 2, or 3 and start somewhere, right? So if we write that down and then we take a look at, okay, when do I feel like that? Are you creating situations that are manifesting this feeling? We self-sabotage all the time. So we need to get ourselves out of that. Are you a people pleaser? Or do you just say yes? Do you avoid confrontation? Are you doing things to protect others and harming yourself instead? So are you a martyr? Are you trying to lay yourself down so that everybody else is protected? That's not doing a service to you or them. So there are ways in which you can then shift your consciousness and your subconsciousness in order to take on a new belief about yourself, about situations, and about what you can produce in your life.
I love that. I love all of that, because it really comes down to being aware more deeply about what's going on within yourself and journaling the things that are coming up. And then once you're, getting yourself back to your center, you're able to more deeply align with your purpose and the impact that you're here in the world to make. So I love that. And such great
Absolutely.
advice, and quite honestly, like the most beautiful way that I have ever heard the chakras explained, like coming up like that. That was just a beautiful description of that. So yeah, I really appreciate everything that you have shared with us. How can people connect with you and learn more about you?
You can connect with me on my website. It's majikllc.com. That's MAJIKLLC.com. And I do have a free chakra quiz that if you want to check in and see where you are, if you're underactive, overactive in certain chakras, or which ones are aligned, feel free to take that quiz. I created that very specifically so that people can easily understand where they are. And you can reach out to me via a contact form there as well if you just want to send me an email.
Oh, I love that. And thank you so much for your insight and for joining us today. It's really been a pleasure, and I've learned so much in just a short period of time. And so,
Thank you, Krysti.
yeah, as of course, absolutely. And so just a reminder to, connect with yourself as deeply as you can, and to always live every day like it's a day at the beach. Take care, and we'll talk soon.